Hello and welcome to the What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast. I am Gilly Rosari. That is my main man over there, Larry Loper. And yes, we missed you last week. Sorry. We are sorry. Couldn't have been avoided, but we're here now. So let's not talk about the negativity of not being on last week. Let's talk about the here and now. The here and now. We were able to get our picks in, so we'll get into the picks later. And of course, we're going to talk about Larry's trip to Las Vegas, but not too much. Shh, not too much. Shh. But let's get right into it. Sports, sports, sports. First things first, let's do baseball. Our New York Yankees are halfway there to getting to the World Series. They are up 2-0 over the Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland just doesn't seem to have the juice to keep up. They are falling behind those first two games. They're trying to play catch up. The Yankees pitching is on point. And if you don't have Giancarlo Stanton hitting home runs, now Judge hitting, you had Soto. I mean, it is all working right now. I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but you got to be, as a Yankees fan, feeling pretty darn good in the position that they're in right now. How you feeling, Larry?
Oh man, feeling great, man. I think that when we got Soto, that was the missing piece we was missing, because I always felt like we had sluggers, and in our team we didn't have really the guy to get you on base type of guy. You know what I mean? And I knew in the postseason, remarkably, Juan Stanton, Carlos been killing it. You know, so that's been helping us too. But you need them small ball guys, I call them. You know, you need them place hitter guys, and guys that get you on base. You know, so I like it, man. I think we finally living up to the expectations of our squad, because we have been building this squad for a minute now, and they have underachieved in the years that have passed us. So this is the first year we actually living up to expectations. What a Yankee expectation is. You're playing for one of their story franchises, so it's like playing for the Cowboys, unfortunately. Or if you're playing for, I would say the Cowboys. I was going to say the Patriots, but unfortunately, it's the Cowboys. You know, we set such a high standard that is just like, you know, a regular person's year is not compared to a franchise. It's like Boston. Boston's a better example. The Celtics, right? Story franchise. A good year in, let's say, Milwaukee would have been a great year, right? For Boston, it don't matter if you're the number one seed or not. You know, their standard is compared to championships. You know, Tatum, as great as a player he is, and I'll give you our prelude to our basketball show was going to be coming up next week, right? But as great as a player as Tatum has been since he's been in the league, his knock was what? He has to lead Boston to a championship. It's the same effect with the Yankees, man. As great as Aaron Judge has been knocking them balls out the park, you know, as great as our pitching staff has gotten, you know, we're compared to championships. And I think this year it'd be the first year, honestly, that if it goes this way, once again, I don't want to put the horse before the cart either. That is looking like we're finally going to get that historic Dodgers versus Yankees in the World Series, which is historic, you know, two-story franchises. Once again, on the NL side, I don't want to jump the gun, because the Mets have proven that they can go long distance, okay? But to get to a short version of our question, I'm loving it, bro. We just got to go in there, finish, stay focused, you know, bring the pressure, don't have no letdown, because it still is the championship round, okay? So we can't sleep on the Guardians, because they get, you know how it go. It's a game of runs, man. It's a game of runs. So, yeah, I'm happy, though.
Cool. You're glitching a little bit, but we'll work on that. Of course, we mentioned the other series, the Mets and the Dodgers. Now, nationally, the big one would be if it's the Yankees Dodgers. That'll be bananas. For us on the East Coast, you and I, we might prefer Yankees Mets, because that was always a dream of mine. I did Yankees Mets. Now, it did already happen back in 2000. It was a little lackluster for me, because I was living in Pennsylvania, so I was no longer in northern New Jersey able to enjoy it. I think I would enjoy it a little more now because of social media and the fact that I'm doing a podcast with a fellow Yankees fan, I think that'd be pretty cool. But ultimately, Yankees Dodgers is where it's at. Again, I don't want to totally count out Cleveland. It's been a very long time since they've won, my gosh, a World Series. It's been like, man, it's been over like, I think 70 years since they won a World Series. I'd have
Yeah.
to, I'm pretty sure, because I think when they played the Cubs in the World Series, I think it was a 64-year drought, and that was 8 years ago. So that would be 72 years off the top of my head. I think it's been. So, I can understand people wanting that series. And you got the anti-Yankee haters. That's just pure jealousy, pure professional jealousy. That's all. People get tired of a winner. Same reason why people got tired of Jordan. Same reason why people got tired of Tom Brady. They get tired of a winner. And the Yankees haven't won in a while, but when you see that they got 27 championships, all of a sudden it's like, oh, they win all the time. They buy championships and stuff like. Well, actually, they don't. A lot of teams, big market teams, do have a big payroll. There is no salary cap, and I am thankful that the teams like the Yankees, the Mets, and the Dodgers, that ownership invests the money into the team. I like that instead of putting it in their back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not a coincidence that Pittsburgh always has a small payroll. Milwaukee always has a small payroll. Cincinnati always has a small payroll. When they have stars, teams like that, and their contract is coming up, they leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yankees pay their own guys and they go out and bring in guys, make time free agents. So do the Dodgers, so do the Mets. So either way, it would be win-win if the Yankees get in it, because whoever they play, I would very much look forward to. I guess I would prefer the Dodgers, but I also think the Dodgers are a little better than the Mets.
Yeah. I mean, come on, bro. You made your team to be better. Like, come on. Like, that lineup is it's like comparing our lineup. Like you just said, they pay their players. You got quite arguably the best player in baseball on your team. It's Shatani. Like, come on. Betts. We go on their lineup. Their pitching staff. So quite arguably, they should win this series. They should, because they are the better team on paper. They are the better team on paper. That's what you pay for. So it'd be a great time to see, like I said, the two the team that they built to be in the postseason. Honestly, this is what you went and got them players and built that staff for. Was this a championship? It wasn't for to win the division. It wasn't for none of that. It was strictly to win a World Series, bro. Okay, straight up. And that's what the Dodgers been climbing towards. That's what the Yankees were supposed to be climbing towards, a World Series. Philly was supposed to go there too, but I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there.
You can if you want.
I don't want to go there, man.
It's
like Sirianni. It's like Sirianni chirping at the fans. It's Philly, man. It's Philly.
Bring that nonsense up, clown show over there. Hey, I thought Philadelphia was going to win the World Series this year. So the fact that they were one and done, it doesn't break my heart even a little bit.
And that's why I could never be a Philly fan. I'm sorry. I'm not even sorry. I'll never be a Philly fan. Never. I get tired of it, man. Like, you talking about Cowboys is obnoxious. No, Philadelphia fans are obnoxious. And then they'll boo their own team, which is crazy, because as bad as the Yankees ever play, or as bad as my Cowboys ever play, the Boo Bird, which we should have got the Boo Birds last week. We honestly should have got the Boo Birds. Like, they should. Matter of fact, the Boo Birds, they should throw bottles at that team. It's just disgusting. I will get to that later. We'll get to that later.
Let's stay focused.
Gotta stay focused. But anyway, man, great series. Can't wait till we get to the World Series and see who comes out the bigger dog. Hopefully, it'll be the Yankees this year. We'll be crowning it, and we'll be sitting there celebrating like the winners do.
That'd be so good. I'll tell you right now, if the Yankees do win it all, I think I'm going to the parade. You in?
Oh, I'm with it, man. Hell yeah.
You
Hell
me?
yeah.
You
Let's
me?
make it happen.
Huh?
Make it happen. Oh my goodness, that's gonna be crazy.
Canyon of Heroes.
Oh, it's gonna be crazy.
That'd be so good. You know it's gonna be cold, but I don't care.
I don't care. It's gonna be crazy.
Bring it. Bring it. Can't wait. Can't wait. So
Man.
let's go Yankees. All right, next on the docket, WNBA. This finals has been good. Now the Liberty, they choked away game one. I watched that whole game, choked it away. Could not buy a basket. Bad strategy. They had so many opportunities, but between turnovers and they stopped playing. They just started milking the clock, and the Lynx went on a run, and they got it into overtime. They stole game one. Liberty came back, took game two, and now game three is tonight. I think it's on right now.
It is.
Minnesota. So we'll see how that goes. Once we're done with the podcast, I'll go up and check it out. I'm rooting for the Liberty, rooting hard. I mean, they've been to the finals so many times. I think this is their sixth time going to the finals, and they've never won. It's 5 or 6, and
the Lynx is up. The Lynx is up at 10, and 2 minutes 24 seconds left in the third. 60-50.
Yeesh. Come on, Liberty. Let's go. So far that finals has been good. I've enjoyed. Let's see what else we got. All right, so let's talk a little NBA. One thing we haven't done, which happened a couple weeks ago, was the big trade between New York and Minnesota, where New York gets Karl Anthony Towns in exchange for Julius Randle and the big ragu himself. What's his name?
Dante DiVincenzo.
DiVincenzo, right. I'm going to miss DiVincenzo because he reminds me of me. Because I his age, I looked like him. I had the tight fade. I had red hair. I had the goatee. It was also red. So I felt like I was looking at a younger version of me. And him playing in Minnesota, I'm not going to really see him play unless, a late game on TNT or the playoffs. That's gonna be it.
I mean, how I feel about that trade, being a New York Knicks fan. I think obviously we need a big man. So I'm not questioning. We need a big man. I was loving the Villanova. I was definitely loving the Villanova trio that they had, and with them reuniting, I thought they could have got a lot done. You know what I mean? But honestly, Dante was going to be coming off the bench anyway. So you gave him a bench player, you gave him a starter, which has been Julius Randle. Julius Randle, to me, he's a sixth man. You know what I mean? So he's a good plug-in guy. He's a good, forward. Not a guy I'm gonna build a franchise around, and I think he had got that misconstrued. But I do appreciate what he gave to us because he kind of sparked up that thing, because we were bad. And then when we got Julius Randle, we started to be making a little headway. And then we got obviously Brunson. Brunson's a cornerstone of what we do now. He's a foundation, but it was all started with Julius Randle. I think both teams probably. I know Ant-Man is probably mad because him and Cat had a great relationship. Goldberg is just soft. Rudy Goldberg soft, so you're not going to get the point production because he is what he is. He's soft, man. And I was watching something with Shaq was because Shaq's real critical of him, but he said as a big man, because you won the Defensive Player of the Year as a big man. What I'm comparing you to is the fact that we compare our big men to championships, and he had Pitt Russell out there. He built himself. I think he even put Olajuwon out there, right? And he said, at the end of the day, as a big man, I need you to be dominant as a dominant big man, right? Which I don't think he's wrong because he set a standard. He set a standard, and to me, Goldberg's just soft. And the same with Karl Anthony Towns, though he's soft. So it's like if I think this trade hopefully will force him to play center. I ain't got no problem shooting some threes, because he does that. But I don't want you predominantly shooting threes. I want you to start to go and do what you do best, which is be a big man. Be a big man. I think when we get Robinson back off an injury, that will help us because Robinson's the rebound guy. He's the guy who's gonna get you the rebounds. We brought Cat over there to score. Okay, the assist Brunson. We got 2 wings of the defensive wings because we got Mikal Bridges and we got OG Anunoby. So we got a defensive squad which fits Thibodeau's type of identity. Okay, on the Minnesota side, once again, Julius Randle will get you points. He's a physical guy, so I think he's gonna bring physicality to Minnesota along with Ant-Man. Ant-Man's a star. If Rudy Gobert could just do what he do, be the Mutombo of this year, I think they got a strong squad still. I really do. The West is going to be the West, but I think that Minnesota still could compete in that division, in that conference. I think they'll still be one of the top teams in that conference. They got a good coaching staff, and I think with Julius Randle, it does bring an element to it, of physicality. So I think they'll probably be more physical. What you think?
Well, I think DiVincenzo is going to get more playing time.
Yeah.
Probably start in Minnesota versus coming off the bench with New York. I think if Thibodeau gets in Karl-Anthony Towns' head and tells him you're bailing out the other team's defense when you're shooting these threes, you're the big man, be the big man. Outside of Embiid and
Joker.
No, I'm not even talking about him. Outside on the East.
Oh,
Embiid,
East.
Antetokounmpo. Those are the only 2 guys he's really got to worry about as far as big man quality offensive guys. So he should play down in the post. Don't fall in love because you hit, an early 3 in the first quarter and now you're taking, 5 threes in the game. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Your game is footwork down below. Force them to play defense. Don't bail out because you're tired and you're trying to get quick points. Come down and this jack. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hopefully Thibodeau gets in his ear and says the 3 is a luxury, but we got to run our offense through you and point guard, and we need you to be down in the post. That's what we need. I think Thibodeau might be the right coach for him. I would say that the trade was pretty even, but I like that Tibbs is the coach in New York, and I think that's really going to benefit, Big Cat, as they like.
So that's a reunion of them because he was this coach in Minnesota.
Yeah.
So they have a familiarity. Yes.
That's when he had years.
Yup. You're right. You are right. He did have the best years when Tibbs was there. You're totally correct. Yup. So I think that reunion will benefit him. Because I think Tibbs is the type of coach that can get to him to tell him, no, we don't need all of them. Because he wasn't shooting that many threes when he was when Tibbs was there. He was way more physical when he was playing for Tibbs. He definitely was. I think when Jimmy Butler got there, it kind of messed his psyche up. But yeah, I think it was, once again, it was an even trade. It wasn't. I don't think one team benefited more than the other.
Do you think that makes New York better? Were they better after making that trade?
Spot shooter.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we are. Yeah. We got to be, especially if he can live up to his potential. Yeah. Does it
make you any closer to thinking you can beat Boston in conference championship?
No.
No. All right.
No.
I don't want to talk, where you think the Knicks will be and stuff like that, because that's our next week's show.
Yeah.
NBA starts at the end of this week in a couple days. The NHL has already started. So we will save the NBA for next week. That'll be the first half of our show. Will be the NBA. So let's get it all out there. We'll do, seeding and stuff like that. And, the big name teams, the Lakers and Denver and obviously because us being on the East Coast, we're going to really pay attention to the East probably more than the West, just because of geographical reasons. Okay, so before we get into the NFL, because there's a lot to get into, a certain somebody went out to the West Coast and tried to do his thing. All right. And your boy was supporting you on that.
Sir.
So without giving away too much, let's cover the basics. You left on a Friday?
Indeed.
Okay, did you leave in the morning?
I left in the matter of fact, I did know we left in the afternoon. It was the evening. Left in the evening.
Evening, so after 5.
After 5.
Okay. So you leave after 5
Yes.
from Philadelphia?
Philadelphia, yes.
Was it a one plane? Did you go straight to Vegas?
Yeah, one plane. One plane.
How long was that ride?
It's 6 hours, but you gotta understand we go through time zones. So it's a strange feeling to go through time zones. Because
what is the difference? Is it 2 hours or 3 hours? 3 hours. Okay.
3-hour time zone. Yes, sir.
So it's felt like, not felt like, when you landed,
yes,
it was like you lost 3 hours, but in actuality you lost 6 hours.
Yes.
Body is feeling 6 hours.
Yes.
When you got there, did you go straight to the hotel?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
It's an experience coming out the whole airport, though.
Okay. The airport in Las Vegas?
Yes.
Okay.
As soon as
what's the deal with the experience?
Well, when you're coming on a flight from east to west, right? Mind you, it's nothing but desert. So it's at night, so you don't really know what's underneath of you. You just see spots of light, right? And then all of a sudden it just gets bright. Like when you hit Vegas, it gets bright. Like you see the big spear that I don't know if you know about the spear, but you'll see the spear from the plane, right?
Yeah.
And you'll see the beam from the Lux and all that stuff. You'll see that from the plane. So when you're coming in, that's this experience because obviously it's Sin City, right? So they get the experience starting at the airport. It's a casino in the airport. Like it's literally scenes in the airport, right? Liquor store and big liquor store in the airport. So they want you to get going as soon as you hit the airport. All right. I think the biggest change was just the heat, because you're coming into dry heat, which I never felt before. So I understand that I always wanted to understand it because I was like, dry heat is not like our heat because we got humidity. So if I could compare it, it'd be like when you go to the gym and you got the steam room and you got the hot room, like with the rocks. It's like being in a hot room with the rocks, right? But it felt good though. Like it felt real good. Like the air that hit you, it felt good, but it smells like burnt sand. If I could compare it.
Does it like open up your pores?
It does, but not in the sense of sweat though.
Mm-hmm.
Not sweat. So I understand why people say go out west if you're old and you have breathing issues and stuff as older you get, to go out where the dry heat is at, because it feels like it opens up your sinuses, so to speak, but it's not overbearing, right? So yeah, we went straight to the hotel from the airport, so you're just looking at the city, you know how it is when you get anywhere new, you're just looking around like, wow, I'm here, right?
Okay, let's paint a picture. So how far away was the hotel from the airport?
About 15 minutes. I say 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. No more than 20 minutes. About 20. Say it again.
Did you taxi it? Did you Uber? Uber. Okay.
Yeah, Uber.
So no problems checking in.
No problems at all.
Who did you go with? Who was on this trip with you?
Oh, it was my business partner, which is my business partner and also / artist. And then I have my cousin that flew out. He was our cameraman. He's an artist too, but he became our cameraman and our promo guy. So he flew out the next day. So he ended up meeting us at the hotel the next day.
Okay. So you check in. Now, obviously, I don't know about you being tired yet or not, but you got to have like some kind of appetite. Where'd you guys go to eat?
You know what? We had went to, let me see, where did we go? Matter of fact, I'm trying to think, where did we go? You know, that night I don't think we really ate anything. No, we snacked. We had went to Walgreens. We had to go to Walgreens, bro. Cause we went to Walgreens and I had to get some like, cause something I'm not gonna pack now. I'm just gonna buy the stuff out there. Somebody got toothbrush,
We
cotton buds.
we understand why you guys were snacking.
Yeah, we had to go get some snacks.
Musical artists,
some drinks and
Las
some water.
Vegas. I understand why you guys.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah. We had some snacks.
Right. Had to get those snacks.
Yeah,
all right.
Snacks.
So this was a Friday, right?
Yes, Friday.
So now Saturday, you wake up.
Yep.
Do you get breakfast?
Yeah. We went we was going to go in a hotel, but then we ended up going across. We went out, like, so my cousin came. He had came off the rail line, the little train bus line he had, you know. So he was like, he said he passed by IHOP. So I was like, all right, cool, we'll go to IHOP. You know, we didn't really know where we wanted to go, so we was like, let's go to IHOP. IHOP is really literally down the street from the hotel, so we went to IHOP. And one thing I could say is that, you know, their IHOP was it was better. It was actually like it tastes really good. You know what I mean?
I'm sure good. It was more expensive too.
It actually wasn't that bad.
I'm sure West Coast prices are a little higher than East Coast.
It wasn't that bad at all. Actually, it was like paying what we paid over here.
Really?
So can't make it up. Can't make it. On the hotel was more expensive, but out there it was cool.
So you go out to Las Vegas on the West Coast, and you go out to eat exactly at a place that you could have gone right here.
You know what, man? I didn't. You know, it's one of the things that I didn't even plan it that far, because it was like we was just so eager just to get outside, just kind of walk around and feel Vegas, that we didn't think about. And I thought about that too. It's the next time I go out, because normally when I go to somebody's state that I haven't been to, I want to go kind of what they do. You know what I mean? So Vegas is mostly, Mexican brothers and sisters. So it's going to be a lot more of Southwestern type cuisines. You know what I mean? So that's the part if I did my research, I did some TikTok stuff, found out some places out there I could have went just to experience, but I didn't, So I guess it was the nerves, just anxiousness of wanting to go perform and stuff like that, and kind of that day. So I kind of went with the flow. They didn't think none of it, man. Didn't think none of it about the food part. Really didn't. It's crazy. Normally I do be
all this time to plan. You're going out to the West Coast, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Walgreens. I'm gonna go to IHOP. What else? Was there a Wawa out there that you checked out too?
Ain't no Wawas. No Wawas. I don't know what kind of gas station.
Come on.
Wasn't no Wawas, man. Yeah, it's wild, man.
You going out there with your boys versus going out there with your boy. That's the difference.
It would have been a different experience.
It would have been like, listen, you could do this at any time where we live. Let's try something different.
You know what?
Let's catch a show. Let's eat somewhere where you're never gonna eat it, even if it's a chain, In-N-Out Burger or whatever. Something like gonna eat at the same places, go to the same.
You know what, man? And that's what happens when you let me decide and you ask me what we gonna do, because me don't think that far until it's afterwards. You know what I mean? Seriously, like my lady, she would have picked the places. Everything you described, she would have said. She'd have been like, "You came all the way here to go to IHOP?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right." Just that right there would have been like, yeah, you're right. Matter of fact, let me Google, see what's good, what the people recommend. But my partner's like, hey, let's go IHOP.
I'm sure there's some pancake house or something. I mean,
I'm pretty sure it was something that we could have went. Though I was looking for even a buffet. I would even went to a buffet, right? And that ain't even jump in my brain, bro. Like, and none of this stuff jumped in my brain. All I knew was it's a party town. So I can tell you about that part.
Okay, well, again, I don't know how much you want to air out. Before we get to the business at hand of why you were there, what did you do that you can share on this podcast, the What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast, every Wednesday around 9 p.m.? What can you say that you went to go do for entertainment while you were out there? Did you
Well, you
play
know what?
or by ear?
Entertainment wise, when you travel, don't ever travel being on a budget. You know what I mean? Because we paid a lot of, the money. It's funny. It was funny. It was only for business purposes, so my brain was so stuck on business, and I didn't think vacation type stuff. But it's a place up there they call it Old Vegas. So you got Old Vegas. Old Vegas is a place called Fremont Street, right? And Fremont is probably where you seen on Hangover. I think they was on Fremont Street at one point, right? This place is lit up. I mean, anything you can think of is out there. Fat Tuesdays. They got this restaurant, which, speaking of, should have went there, right? It's called Heart Attack. And then the thing is, if you weigh over 300 pounds, you get the meal free. And if you don't finish the meal, the the nurse lady comes spanks you for wasting your food. So it was a great experience. It's a great experience. Then you got the performers out there. You got the guy that doesn't move, literally doesn't move, like a statue, and you only see him breathe. He's very good. Obviously, ladies, you know how that go. Burlesque.
No, I don't know.
Burlesque type women out there. They you got Donna Matrix. It's all types of crazy stuff, man, going on. You got the Chippendale dances. You got Chippendale dances. Rock concerts.
Those are boys.
Yeah, those boys. Those are Chippendale dancers, right?
I don't know.
Yes, yeah. And you can take pictures with them, and you got.
I know plays out there. I would probably see a comedy show or something like that. That's what.
Yeah. If I like, once again, it was so many things that we could have saw, as far as like comedy show. So many shows we could have done, man. So basically, man, the long story short, man, I had a good time for us partying. Yeah, I had a great time doing that. But far as going out seeing like, man, I think the day I was probably would have did something. I was so crushed from the day before just partying that I had to recuperate. Okay. So Sunday.
Let's talk about that. You went out there on business, your other business venture.
Indeed.
You are a musical performer,
right?
You are an entrepreneur and bringing up your own musical business.
Yes.
All this stuff. You perform. You also produce. Yes. And all that. You went out there with your key guys.
Yeah.
Out there and do a show, which takes a lot of guts. Okay, we're not 25. Yeah. We know that this is, at our age, this is not only a second chance.
Yeah.
Weren't sure was ever going to happen. More than likely our last chance. That's at least mentally how you think. You can keep going to your 50, 60, 70. Yeah. Right. Well, thinking realistically, this is a second chance. When you're in your mid 40s, late 40s, you're like, how much more time do I have?
Yeah.
So you're going there knowing this.
Yeah.
Now, you're at the place.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying, okay, you're next. You're up in 5.
Mm-hmm.
What was the feeling? Were you ready?
Mm-hmm.
And how did the performance go by your own opinion?
Okay.
Because we judge ourselves harder. We know know what's good for you. You're like, I consider this to be good.
For sure.
Did you reach it? Did you exceed it? Did you go below it? And why? Was it something that you could have controlled, or just the moment too big?
No. Far as the moment, you always get nervous, energy. It's no different. I compare it to sports wise. You always get them to pre-game jitters. And that's good. Because I always say when I'm overconfident, that's when things kind of go wrong, So yeah, you always get the jitters. In my opinion, other people's opinion, the evaluation, it was a great performance. You look at the tape, it wasn't as bad, but like you said, we're hard on ourselves. So I'm looking at it myself, and it's more like, okay, normally you'll have sound checks. So we didn't get a sound check. And what sound check does is prepare you for one DJ to cue up the microphone. It was certain things as a performer that it's like kind of red flags for me.
How'd you not get a sound check?
You don't get it because it was an artist based thing, right? So by being an artist based thing, and this is one of the qualms I probably had about it, is the fact that if I've been doing this, if I'm in that position, because eventually I'll probably be in that position, because that's how I look at the music thing, like you say, in our age bracket. You know, I don't look at me more as keep performing, but I look at me open up the doors for other people to be able to come and do this thing and kind of showing the professionalism that you need to do. But anyway, far as that, it's I would have had certain things in play. Like the DJ, I would have had a better system. I definitely had a better quality system because I would have had some mids. I would have had big speakers, mids, that because you need that type stuff when you're doing performance sets, right? I would have had 2 microphones actually work because everybody got a hype, man, you know. And then I went and bought a wire microphone. Like it's hard working around wires. Like who does wires in this day and time? Like who does wires, right? That part. It was just that for them to be running the event the way they've been running, I thought it could have been a little bit more organized, but it's cool. You know, the main purpose of them things is one, to connect with different artists, two, to test the material and see if it works in other, because now you're getting artists from all over. It's not just East Coast, you got West Coast, Midwest, all over, right? So now you really get to gauge and see if you kind of got it, right? Appearance wise, man, you know, when I go into an event, you know, I actually look like I do this. I really do. You know, I I always get that kind of attention. I never fails. I never fails. And wherever I go, people always kind of look at me like, oh, okay, let me see what he's on, you know. And then we got like an East Coast swag, so it's like we got a different swag over here. And then being from Delaware, we really got a different swag, you
Yeah,
know.
hard. We're so
Yeah, we're
hard.
hard. We're very hard, very hard, very hard. Like we just we're not really welcoming to people. You know, we always look at you with a strange eye, like what's your angle, you know? And everybody's not like that, especially the West Coast people. They were mostly like chill, laid back, friendly. Hey, how you doing? Us is more like, I don't know, I'm too
Yeah.
cool for myself type thing. You know, I gotta watch you.
Oh, you know, it's East Coast. The weather's different.
Yeah, it's colder. I always say that. It's colder.
Cold makes you hard. Cold makes
It
you.
does. It does. It does. So, and performance wise, you know, once the mic come on, man, then again, you know, talk to my partner because once again, it's like tape. It's like me watching tape. You know, you go over the tape and you can see what you can improve for the next performance and next set. But this has been 6 years since I've been performing. You know, so that was my first performance in 6 years. You know, and then like I said, if I would have known kind of how the microphone was, because we like maybe it was a fourth, maybe fifth act to get up there. Then I'd have did it a little bit different. I probably would have either ad-libbed it, certain parts of it, because it's like you can hear it, but you can't hear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I would have just straight up lip synced it and just acted out. That way you could have heard everything we was saying. But then when I realized that towards the end, I just said, forget the microphone, man. I'm just gonna act it out and rap it out because me and my partner, so I let him have the microphone. I just rapped the hook, you know what I mean? But the reception was well. We got a good reception. People definitely mess with the material. They mess with us because it adds up, you know, it adds up to the material. So for experience wise, it was a great thing. It was a great thing, you know, and it sparked something in us is to keep going and keep it pushing and keep it moving. And then next year, you know, just line up things for next year, man. You got, like you said, you just got to keep on pushing. And, you know, yes, I look at the mortality thing, you know, but it's like acting, right? You know how old I am. The world doesn't, you know, you know. It's like NBA players when they tell you that the Allen Iverson 6'1". Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. Who knows, right? He wasn't, but he was 6'1", right? Same here, bro. You know, these grades, look, I know the little tricks to keep it kind of semi-younger looking, you know, because my age don't really give away my age, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta play this little thing until I can get into my little window. And once I get into my little window, cash in, and then I'm gonna peel back and play the back scene, you know. So it's definitely a plan of action. It's not to be this. Who knows, man? The material is good, so the material actually adds up to this day and time. Really do, like what I talk about really adds up. You know what I mean?
All right. So two questions. Number one, was it worth even though you know you had little mishaps, but you pushed through it? was it worth the trip? Did
Oh,
you, for
definitely.
the most part, accomplish what you
Oh
wanted?
yeah, for sure. It was A1, 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 A1. And I say that because to keep going to this level, we learned from previous things that we have done in the past that we didn't do. So that's why I said it was a huge accomplishment, because in the past we had never did the promo marketing side of things, where we gave people things to kind of follow us and keep up with us and to keep in tune with us. So we did that part. Two, I told you my cousin flew off, so he was the cameraman, because we never had the camera footage of these events. So we were going live, IG live, Facebook live, and then we got camera footage. So that way, whatever videos we want to shoot in the future, we got that footage and we could chop it up however we want to, and put it out. We could put it out whenever we want to.
You should
And
put it on our channel.
there you go. Yeah, matter of fact, I'm gonna post in our channel so you can see it. I'm gonna chop it up and you get to see it.
Good. There were other things we said we were going to put on this channel.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Yes, sir. So you get to actually see me do my thing. But yeah, it was great. And then you get to network different artists, tap in with different artists, and then I also loved it because music took me some places I probably wouldn't have went on my own. For a while, I'd have made every excuse not to go. So music kind of killed all my excuses, and I went out there.
And I guess you kind of answered it, but I'll ask it anyway. You are not discouraged. You are looking forward to doing this again.
Oh yeah.
Vegas or somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
Kind of wet your beak a little bit, and
Yeah.
you're like, I got the fever for the flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, because as soon as I landed, one of my artists had hit me and said that, they had something in Lower Delaware. So I said, you know what? And I was sick. I was sick. That's why I wasn't here last week, y'all. I don't know, it was because of the weather change and coming from the west to the east and whatever. I just know I was sick. I just got sick bad. But Saturday I was able to kind of somehow get back to me. And we went down Lower Delaware, which, Delaware, it's 2-hour drive, but it was cool because it was like, okay, now you're in rhythm, and this show was better than the last show, because now I'm more comfortable, you know what I mean? So yes, we're pushing, man. And then next year we're planning a trip to go to Texas because it's a big festival out in Texas called Southeast by Southwest. It's major. It's sort of like the Rolling Louds, what's the other one? Coachella. These are major festivals, iHeartRadio. So now this is even more perfect because now you really get to tap into fans. It's artist based, but it's mostly fans of music that's going to be down there. So that's the plan, to taking that with a whole team. So moving forward from here to March, because it's in March, moving from here forward, it's just grinding, and the team is slowly building. So by the time we go down there in March, now the team know what to do. We know how to spread the brand. We know how to push this brand.
What's that big one down in Dover? Is it Firefly?
Firefly. Yep, Firefly. And that's in the summer. They normally be about, what is it, like June, July, around that time?
Summer.
It's summer. I know it's definitely summer. So yeah, that's the festivals is definitely the ones you want to work. It's like going NASCAR. It's going to be a lot of people there. So yeah. So yeah, we grinding, man. Ain't no pause, man. Ain't no pause. I'm from a state. I said Delaware should have been called Maryland because it's the crab state. It's the crab state. It's the crab in the bucket state. If you want negativity, all you gotta do is walk out your door. If you got 10 people, 9 of them are gonna tell you what you can't do. You're gonna get one guy, generally, you're gonna say, no, you could take over the world. And before we go into the next subject, I want to give you this one bit, right? And this is what keeps me going, right? It was said by 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson, right? He said, if you go to the corner store, $1 water costs $1, right? The same bottle, if you go to the gym, costs $2, right? You go to the airport, it costs you $4. On the plane, it costs you $7. Do you get the moral of what I'm telling you? You get it? All right, break it down. What am I saying?
You're saying that for the same quality of something, you can pay the low amount, but as you go somewhere else, that same other people will project the quality to be worth more or less in other places. So you got to be smart in what you're purchasing or what you're doing and when you do it, because times will change, places change, and you're going to want what you could have got for $1. Now they're going to offer you for $7, and you're going to say, well, I could only afford it when it was $1. So for me to get to the $7 one, I have to elevate. I got to go this way. I got to elevate myself a little bit, right up, because everything's not going to be $1. Like, well, I'm used to this water being $1. It's not, other places it's $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7 for the same amount of water. You go to a football game, a bottle of water is $8, right?
Mm-hmm.
A beer is $15.
Mm-hmm.
You want a beer and a hot dog, it's $25. You're like, that's crazy. I could get a beer and a hot dog from anywhere, and it's under, it's $6, right? But you're focused on the fact that okay, this is $1,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I for where I am now, this is $1. If I want to go out and live out in California, this is $6 or whatever. I know what I need to do now to get out there, because it's a different way of life out there. So I have my goals set to plant myself here, to feel good here before I start to move out over there. I'm going to have my feet ready to be on solid ground, because I know it's a different way of life somewhere else, and I'm not going to hold myself back from a different way of life. There's a reason why Will Smith lives out in California, even though he's from Philly.
You know what? I'm gonna break it down real simple for you, bro. You give me long wind, I'm gonna give you short end, right? It doesn't change, it's still water. It's just the value of the water.
Value.
Instead of you going to here, because the only reason you're paying $7 over there is because accessibility. You don't have the stores to go here. Because why I'm gonna pay you $7 when I could go around the corner to another store and go get it? I can walk there. Where can you walk on a plane if you're super thirsty?
Right.
Right. So if I take this same thing, instead of me forcing down your throat, because you might not value this product. So you might be like, oh, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. Take it somewhere where they value it. I could go somewhere else where this music they'll actually be like, I like this.
Mm-hmm.
I will support this.
Mm-hmm.
I will get behind this. So why am I trying to fight you when you're going to tell me, oh man, I'm cool, I don't want to hear that. I heard that last week. I don't want to hear that. Why am I going to be the dead horse when I go to give it to somebody I actually will accept it?
Mm-hmm.
Travel. Go where it's going to be valued, man. World big, right?
What you got to do also is you got to understand your value. You got to know what your value is. If your value, how can I put this? Okay, so you know what you're worth in Delaware, right? You know what you're worth. To go out to California, where the economy is different, you got to know what you're worth before you go out there.
Mm-hmm.
You let them talk to you and be like,
right.
Well, you're out here, you
right.
were in there, but you were only worth there because you were in Delaware.
Right.
This is California, this is Nevada, and stuff like that. You can be no. I was X over there. I'm expecting to be worth X over here. You're not going to get me on a discount. You're not going to talk me into, well, you're a big fish in a small pond.
Right.
Here. No. I know I'm out here now to build my brand. Mm-hmm. I'm not here to stay the same, because if you stay the same, you're getting lower.
Right.
And if I wanted to stay the same, I would have stayed in Delaware.
Right.
Blow up. I came out here. I came out to Hollywood. I came out to Vegas. Or even New York. Going to New York, staying on the East Coast. Mm-hmm. The point, you're elevating yourself. You're not allowing them to suppress you.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to know what you're worth, and when you feel like, all right, I know what I'm worth, I'm ready to make the jump. I'm not gonna let them tell me that out here the water's $7. You can't afford our water.
Right. No. At all. At all. And then you got to have that type of mentality, man. I look at champions that way. LeBron James. LeBron came in the league with talent.
Mm-hmm.
He was talented. He was the most talented joker on the court, more likely, right?
Mm-hmm.
What made him a legend, what put him in that GOAT conversation, we can argue the GOATs all you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's because he put the work in. He put the work in. So yes, he had the talent. God gave him the blessing with the talent base. That was his foundation. But he worked. He worked. They put $1 million in his body because the nutrition was going to keep him to the 40 age to be able to compete with these young boys coming fresh out of high school and fresh out of college, to compete with them. It's a different type of drive. It's called a dog. D-A-W-G, not D-O-G. It's a dog. You have a dog in you. Dog knows a dog. You a dog. I know a dog when I see a dog. You know what I mean? So you got to have that dog in you. I have a different type of dog in me, man. I'm big kennel. It's a kennel. I'm the big dog. When I walk into your kennel, I'm big dog. I'm not no chihuahua. That's why I got a Cabernet Corset, okay? He fits my personality. I'm a big dog.
Mm-hmm. And that's why you lift up your leg, you leave your mark, and you say, I'm here.
I'm here. I plant my flag, bro.
Oh,
speaking of,
did the Liberty win?
Did
the Liberty?
Did they? Did they?
Because I saw a final, and it said the game got close.
They won. Liberty won by 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won by 3.
Yeah. I saw like 5 minutes ago they were down 2. It said they're making a run. Yes.
Sabrina killed them, ice cold Trey.
Good, because she was terrible in game 1.
Speaking of trades, we're talking about these trades, right?
Yeah. All right. We're going to transition. The trip was good. We're going to do it again. Great job. Let's get back to the sporty sports. The NFL had, my gosh, they had 2 trades yesterday.
Yes.
They had Davante Adams. After the Jets and Bills game, both teams made trades the very next. Davante Adams in the morning went to the Jets. Looks like Mike Williams is going to be out on unemployment line. And Amari Cooper from Cleveland went to the Bills. I think the trade is good for both teams.
I do too.
I think Cooper might actually be better for the Bills because they needed less. Devontae's going to help, but he's not going to be the guy to be, blocking at the line of scrimmage and things like that. So he can only do his part. I do think the Jets, they really have no excuses now. They got offensive weapons. They got running backs. Yeah, they don't have a great offensive line, but if they stay balanced and they run the ball, commit to it, that offense should be pretty good. The defense is good. They give up a little bit now and then on the running game, but for the most part, they're good. And they have to start winning now. They have They got big names. You can't expect a 41-year-old quarterback to be what he was 5 years ago, but he still has to be pretty darn good. They are all in. They've only got 2 wins on the year. So I like the trade for both teams, especially since, the Bills window is shrinking. I don't know about the Jets. When you got a 41-year-old quarterback, you got to win now. So I think they're both in win now modes. Believe it or not, that was for first place Monday night. So that's kind of a big game considering that the Jets have a bad record. But next week is a get right game, in my opinion, for them. Who do you think between the Jets and the Bills, who do you think will benefit more from their trade?
I would say the Bills because they definitely need a number one. They definitely need a number one for sure. Because I say the Bills because the Bills actually got a good coaching staff. You know what I mean? So to me, with the Jets, I think one, it was a desperation move. 2, to me, the personnel, it helps the personnel, but to me, it's not about the personnel per se. It's about the play calling. It's about the OC. It's about because you got all the pieces you want. If you don't know how to make these pieces work, you just got another piece. You got another dude that's coming into this, and how's that relationship going to be now? You feel me? If you do it right, if you could do it right, it makes perfectly good sense. Because now you got Garrett Wilson probably get single coverage, man coverage if you're going to do it that way. Could Devontae go on? What you going to pick your poison? I mean, if with a great offensive coordinator, man, if you give me Andy Reid with these pieces, I'm telling you, going to go to Super Bowl. You give me Andy Reid with these pieces, I'm saying Super Bowl. I can't say that with the Jets because I don't like the coaching staff. You fired the head coach, and I don't think it was an upgrade when you did it. I really don't. Like, I don't see that as being, normally you say, oh yeah, the coach got to go. I didn't get them vibes. I didn't. I was like, y'all banked on Aaron Rodgers, a 41-year-old Madonna. He's a Madonna, okay? He's a diva, okay? It's Aaron Rodgers' world. Y'all been sipping this cup too long, man. Dude got one championship in his whole.
Prima donna.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's prima donna, but he's a Madonna. He's a Madonna, man. My term. Yeah, I know what the technical term is. He's a Madonna, man. The prima donna is a different. Listen, I'm gonna break it down for you, right? A prima donna is
that a Madonna is something negative. I mean,
he's a Madonna.
One person, and that's someone who had an incredible career.
Yeah, she was. She was but I mean, do you know about Madonna though?
Well, like the original.
Mine is the career part. Like at how she is rumored as a person, Madonna. She kind of like like any celebrity. She's could be very difficult. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
She's
Liza Minnelli.
Yeah, she's difficult. Okay. Yeah. Well, he's difficult. I use the term right. He's a Madonna. He's a difficult guy. He's difficult. Like prima donna is like, yeah, you know what prima donna is. But for me, Madonna is a different level than prima donna.
Yeah,
Madonna.
Aaron Rodgers has had a Hall of Fame career, so
I give him that.
He's earned the right to be a Madonna or a prima donna, whatever. He is what he is.
Brett Favre could have been in the same category.
He was a prima donna, and he's also a first ballot Hall of Famer.
All day long. I'm not taking away from the credentials of Aaron Rodgers. I'm not taking away from him, but it don't negate that what comes with him comes with a lot of stuff come with him.
Well, he wants what you know. Not me. I want what I want. I want to play with the guys I want to play.
Yeah, but then we don't give him the same critique as we would a Dak Prescott, for instance.
No. Well,
no. When he threw that pick in the end zone, you paid all this money to bring this guy over to change the franchise. Okay, these losses, I mean, it's collectively been the team, but for the most part, when the drive that you pay for this man to come do, he has failed. He has failed. You can point it to the quarterback. Picks at critical times when this game could have flipped, when they could have walked away with a chip or a win. He threw a pick. Come on, man. We're going to call it what it is.
Okay, but the flip side to that is if their kicker makes that easy field goal.
You're right.
Against Denver.
You're right.
2 field goals.
I agree. I totally agree.
4-2.
I totally agree. If you're right, the kicker definitely blew it. You're right about that. I watched that game. I was pissed at that game because you're right. It was, even though it was in the rain, whatever. Dog, you get paid to do one thing: kick the ball. One thing. You don't have to block. You don't have to do nothing. All you got to do is kick the ball through the freaking upright. They did their job. They got a position where you was a chipper. It's a chipper, bro. Come on. And you shanked it. Come on, man. You're trash. Like, I couldn't blame Aaron Rodgers for that one. Like, what do you want to do? You run the ball. When you get down to field goal territory, you don't throw the ball. You run the ball. Because my kicker, it was a chipper.
It was all set up.
So, I think if they obviously bought Devontae Adams because you're thinking you're all in, okay? Like you said, you don't have that many years with Aaron Rodgers. You don't. I'll give you maybe 1 or 2 more, right? Mm-hmm. So, if the coaching staff can coach up and coach you, right? Yeah, they can make a run. But honestly, man, it's 2 teams 3 teams, honestly, that you got to worry about because they ain't bending over because the trade happened. That's Baltimore, who's rolling. because they got a monster called Derrick Henry down there breaking records. We already knew that's going to happen. So Baltimore do. They run the ball. Feel me? Then you got that guy called Mahomes, who's Superman. Any given Sunday, the man throwing his cape on. That's how bad that guy is, right? And Houston is strong. Houston's strong. They strong, bro. So them 3 teams right there, you're still fighting for them. You're still not the top dogs in the AFC. You know, you're still not. You know, it's going to be a battle with that AFC division. Yes, you know, and then we're just if the Jets get going, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. You know, what you think?
I think it makes them better. I don't know that it makes them good enough. I don't like the fact that they're 2-4. They got to play catch up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to give away my pick this week yet, but again, too many penalties from both teams. Too many opportunities missed. Garrett Wilson absolutely has to hold on to that ball in the end zone. I don't care that he got popped as soon as he got his hands on it. Plus, it cost me fantasy this week. He makes that catch, I win. He drops it, I lost. It was that simple. I would have won with that because that was the touchdown I needed from Aaron Rodgers. I think right now it looks like Cooper will benefit the Bills more because I think the Bills are a little better than the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to see a month from now Davante Adams.
I do.
Because, you know, it's a different offense.
Yeah.
Especially with, downgrading their play caller and bringing in this other guy, Downs or whatever. Now he's the guy. You can't be like, oh, it's going to be seamless. It's going to be like Aaron Rodgers, 4 years ago, what he was to Davante Adams. No, they got to kind of do the offense together. They got to have a few practices. They got to have a few games. They got to make the transition from Garrett Wilson being the number 1 to now Davante Adams being the number 1, and it's got to be smooth. So, it might take like 4 games before they really get going, and who knows how many wins and losses they have in those 4 games. So I think the Bills will benefit early. Then I think the Jets will benefit. We'll see how it goes. I kind of still think both teams are going to make the playoffs.
I'm with you.
That's kind of it for me. So I'm going to agree with you. It looks like probably for now, Cooper is a better fit. The thing about Cooper I don't like is he's always injured. He misses as much time as he plays. I think Davante Adams, once this hamstring feels better on him, I think he's going to be in there.
Yeah.
So the other thing I wanted to bring up before we do our normal stuff, our tiers and our picks, I heard something today, and I wanted to bring this up with you, see if off the top of your head you can figure this out. Points discrepancy. Okay. And what I mean by this is the teams, I'm going to go with a positive way,
mm-hmm.
that are in the plus scoring wise versus the negative giving up wise, like that gap, scoring the most to giving up points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Positive. Can you name the 4 teams that are in the positive, number 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the league that are plus in points, the biggest discrepancy between what they've scored and what they've given up?
Okay.
High scoring teams. And, sometimes you get like really high scoring teams, but they give up a lot. I'm talking about the highest scoring teams and they don't give up a whole lot. That gap right there. Who do you think are the top 4 teams right now? Right now, after 6 weeks.
Point scripts score don't give up a lot. They got shredded by them. Well, let me look at the teams real quick. I can tell you, with my opinion.
In order, but I need you to give me the 4.
Yeah. Let me see real quick. If I'm anywhere near the ballpark, probably gonna be teams I never thought about. I would probably say,
Let's not take forever.
I'll probably say Chicago.
You think Chicago?
I'll probably say Chicago, Washington, Minnesota, Tampa Bay.
You got two of them. You got Minnesota. You got Chicago. The other two
is Green Bay.
Green Bay. And can you guess the fourth? There's a reason why I said 4.
Who?
Come on now.
Who
did I just say? Who are the 3 I just said?
You said Minnesota. Oh, Detroit.
Correct. Every team in the NFC North has got the highest points discrepancy right now.
Wow.
Detroit, Minnesota, Green Bay, between scoring a lot and not giving up a lot.
That's crazy.
Yep. And all 4 in the same division.
And our division is the best division of football this year.
It is. All 4 have a winning record.
All 4.
Yep. You got 2 teams 4-2. You got one team
is 5-0.
4-1. And you got another team that's 5-0.
5-0. Yep.
So yep.
And the rest of the league looks suspect.
How about that? All right, let's do our tiers. We got our overachieve. Well, we got our 3 top teams. We got the 3 that are kind of overachieving, and then we got the 3 that are underachieving.
All right, come on, go first.
Worst teams, but they're very much underachieving. Okay.
Right.
Top teams 3, A, B, C. I got for me, it's got to be the teams that I had last time, because they were on a bye, you don't go up or down. So if I had you up there, you stay up there. So right. Kansas City, Minnesota, and I'm throwing Detroit in there now as that 3rd team, A, B, C. What are your 3 teams?
I got Baltimore, Kansas City, Minnesota.
Okay, so we just differ. I got Baltimore is my 4th.
Yeah, Baltimore.
My 4th if I did 4. Teams that have moved up to like the B+ level. They're not quite A, but they've jumped up and they're kind of
I know my 3.
They're contenders.
I know my 3.
Okay, what's your 3?
I got Detroit.
Okay.
I got Houston.
Okay.
And my 4th one, believe it or not, I'm gonna say Atlanta.
Okay.
I got Atlanta.
I also have Atlanta, but I had Detroit in my top 3. So it's
right.
I'm back to Buffalo. They went on a little skid, and now they won again, and they got Cooper. And guess what?
Chicago.
I'm taking Chicago.
Not a bad choice. Right. Not a bad choice. Not a bad choice.
I'm taking Chicago. Now, 3 underachieving. Not necessarily the worst team, but 3.
I got that's an easy one for me.
Okay.
Easy one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Philly.
Okay.
Even though they won, Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas for sure. Dallas definitely be on there. And my 3rd one, underachieving. They got a lot of injuries, but I'll probably say Miami. But they're injury prone, so that's the only reason. Only because I'm thinking, even with the injuries though, the coach is like, you lost Tua, okay? That is terrible coaching me. You trying to tell me that you can't coach with the weapons you got? You can't coach up? Like you can't get the backup? I don't expect you to do what Tua do, but you got enough weapons where you got to kind of readjust your scheme a little bit to fit, to say, okay, we can't take the long ball, but hey, let's go do some West Coast offense type stuff. We can let the short throws, let the receivers beat you, and let the athleticism take over. You got to do something. Let's run more. Let's start throwing some kind of, I don't know what you got to do, bro, some motion, anything to kind of shake it up, because you look stale. You trying to tell me that one quarterback makes your offense that much better? I know that's your franchise quarterback, bro. But at the end of the day, you still should have a backup plan. But what you got?
Quarterback.
Come on, man.
My three are all different, so that's good. And yours were good. I almost had Philly in there. I didn't really think Dallas because you and I both thought going into the season, we didn't think Dallas was going to be as good.
Yeah, we did.
Jerry Jones thought they were going to be.
Yeah, that's why we didn't get a running back.
I got Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah, they're trash.
I got Cleveland. I thought they were going to be better.
Oh, yeah, super
and
trash.
Jets. I thought the Jets would really.
Yeah, you know what your three is? I like your three. Yeah.
So
See, I didn't want to go with the. Yeah, I didn't want to go with the apparent bums, but they're bums, so I didn't want to go with the apparent bums.
And again, the race for the number one pick, I still got Carolina.
I do too.
Las Vegas in there now.
I do too.
And I got the Patriots.
I got a question before we move on to these picks, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got somewhere they got Shador coming out as the number one quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. And they're saying that unfortunately he's leading a weak quarterback class this year, which I can't argue that. Mm-hmm. Especially with the last couple of years, it's been awesome at the quarterback positions. As you can see, the quarterbacks have been chosen these last couple of years.
Here, look how many rookies are playing. Drake.
Exactly. I mean, and actually are winning.
Spencer.
Yeah. So it's going to be hard to match that class, seriously, because with him, Carson Beck, you know. But my question to you is, one, do you see him being a top 10 pick? Obviously, I think Travis Hunter going to be the number one pick. That's what I honestly think, that you don't give up on that talent, depending on the position, right? But where do you think he will land, or where do you think will be an ideal landing spot for Shador?
Right now, today,
yes. We're talking right now today. Yes,
he's number one because
number one
pushed up. They don't the best. We agreed that Marvin Harrison Jr.
right
the number one pick this year as pure generational talent. He went fourth.
All right, so you got him number one. You got him going to Carolina. You think his dad going to actually let him go to Carolina?
No, I think he's going to go to Vegas. I think he's going to go to Vegas.
Now, you think that'd be a good landing spot for him?
You know,
I'll tell you a place I think he would be great, and I think the market would be great for him. I think that the landing spot for me, if I would land him anywhere, honestly, would be New York.
Giants?
Yes, the Giants for the market.
The Giants
market
should have to go number one, but he's got to go top three. So they're going to have to finish with at least the third. They're going to have to finish at least with the third pick, so they can jump up and get the number one pick. Make a trade to get number one, to move up 2 spots, because you give up so much. Look at how the Bears destroyed Carolina 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Carolina moving from 9 to 1. Okay.
They give him a lot.
And the fact that Young doesn't look like he's doing too well, it looks even worse.
Yeah.
It looks even worse now. I think for him to go to the Giants got to finish with like the third worst record, and they need to be able to move up. You know, if they finish 5th, that might be too far.
Yeah, you're right.
One, you know, because they were talking about trades this year. This year they were talking about, you know,
Vegas
do it. And I think what were they, 6th? I think they were 6th this past year. They got to be inside the top 5, preferably like top 3, so they can get him if that were to happen. You know, the thing with the Raiders is leadership. I don't know if Antonio Pierce, because he hasn't done too well this year. And I'm not just talking about them winning and losing. I'm seeing some coaching stuff. Yeah. You know, guys on the sideline and things like that. It's not looking too good. So if they stick with Antonio Pierce, they've got to prove. It's, you know, sad to say, they got to prove to Deion Sanders that this organization is stable, because he doesn't want his son going to a black hole, you know, even though that's what they're kind of called over there. He wants him to go to a place where he thinks the coaching and the ownership and all that, there's stability. I don't think there's ability with New York. I don't think right now there's ability with the Patriots. There's not.
They're gonna go with May. They're gonna go with May. And I think the Bowl is a better coach, though. So in New York, I think it's a better coaching. I think the Bowl is a better coach. I just don't think that he has and they're getting better. Margin, they're getting better. Defensively, they got better. You lock in your quarterback, you got pieces. I think it'd be a better fit for us personnel-wise for Shedeur. And Raiders, Devontae left. I don't even think you guys are tight end. You got a decent defense. Well, I mean, decent front with Crosby, but who you throwing the ball to? You know what I mean? That's why I don't think it would be a great fit, because you gave up the piece that was enticing to me. If Devontae would have been there, you bring Shedeur, then I'd been like, good landing spot, right? You could try to do it. But who are you going to? You only got the tight end. Brock. He's doing this thing, But, I mean, more likely he'll probably go to Las Vegas. I don't see him going to Carolina.
Well, I could see Hunter going to the Pats. Now, what position does he
play? That's a good question. What position would you put him at? Because he's also on defense, and he's definitely a playmaker on offense. What would you put him at, bro?
I would put him on defense. I would put him at corner. I would be like, I would treat him, it sounds crazy. I would treat him like Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders, 5-down guy.
Yeah, he was.
First, second, third on defense.
Yep.
Was punt returner on special.
Yep.
And he was a gadget wide receiver.
You're right. He was.
So I think make him, so I would keep him away from special teams, and I would make him more of a wide receiver, not just a gadget guy.
Right.
Make him more.
So you will play him both. So you'll play him both ways.
I would play him both ways, but he's full-time defense. He's like the third or fourth receiver on offense.
Yeah.
And I would do plays like they do with Xavier Worthy in Kansas City. Simple plays. Toss, short passing plays, things like that. So where he just has to run straight, nothing move and things like that. Not as
no slots. Yeah, no slot stuff.
He's got to have the cardio. He has to play all downs on defense. So I don't want him to play all downs on offense, and I don't want him to play special teams at all.
Yeah, because you're talking about the NFL. This is a whole different animal. What you're doing in college and high school, you're talking about professionally. You feel me? You're talking about going against the top guys. They're going to work you. So, and you coming in with that tag and being a two-way player, they really going to work you. So that's the part. That's why I don't think it's sustainable if you try to do it both ways, because of the fact that the competition, you're playing professionals, man. You do make a lot of money, do what they do, especially going against the number one receivers, Justin Jefferson, them type guys. They're going to make you work for everything. Every possession you're going to work.
That's why he can't be out there on first down.
Yeah.
He can't be out there on special teams, trying to punt return or anything like that. Maybe kick return, maybe.
Yeah.
Then you're risking him getting hurt, on a kickoff or whatever. So and now kickoffs, they're either coming out to the 30 or there's nothing. This new rule is a no rule to me. It's just dumb. So all right, well, we did our tiers. By the way, who are your three worst teams right now going for number one?
Oh, Carolina for sure. Man, Cleveland ain't looking too good, bro. Cleveland ain't looking too good, bro. And Jacksonville.
Ed?
Yeah. They might win this week. Who knows? But
you got powers going at it. Jacksonville and the Pats.
This
morning. Yeah.
Bro, it's hard to gauge against Patriots when it gets a good team. You know what I'm saying? So I don't fault there. I think May did great to go against a team that good.
Pretty good.
He really did. He did really good to me. Like he really did. He got him in the end zone. He brought a spark. They just happened to go against a very strong defense, and their defense just got exposed because that offense pitted on them, Jack. Mixon is a difference maker. Cincinnati's are idiots. They're idiots. I'm gonna pit it on this podcast. Cincinnati is dumb. You let Joe Mixon go, and you had the audacity to say that Zach Moss was going to be a better version. Are you crazy? What kind of drugs are you on, man? You tripping. This dude could run the ball, and he could catch the ball coming out. He was offense, bro. He's showing you what he could do.
They're still scoring, though. The offense isn't the problem with Cincinnati. They're just giving up as much as they're scoring or more.
I thought you get more production out the running back, though, when Joe Mixon was there.
Yeah, no, they did. They did get more production. But there's right now, Joe Burrow's balling, bro. Winner. Yeah,
I mean, would you credit the Giants because they held them 17 points. Giants held them 17. It took a Joe Buster rushing touchdown for them to even score a touchdown.
Yeah.
Was that a credit to the Giants defense, or was this offense stale that day going to New York?
You never know, because I mean, I think the Giants got a pretty good defense.
I do too. I think their front is definitely good.
Their front is that they got 3 good guys.
Yeah, they really do. They really do.
Yeah.
So I guess to our picks, Mike.
Let's get a crack-a-lackin'. And remember, you are tuned into the What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast. You can catch us every Wednesday, most of the time, around 9 o'clock, usually. And listen, I got to say, the last 2 weeks, somebody was on fire. 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, your boy went 9-5. And last week, I went 9-3.
Mm-hmm.
It was a push, so we don't count that. So I am, with 2 good weeks, I am 44-45 on the year.
Man, look, take that man's advice because I suck right now, man. I'm so below.
2 weeks ago, but last week you went 8-4.
Yeah, the 2 weeks ago was just, I don't know what I was thinking.
You were only 1 game behind me.
Yeah, so, we
2 games. And the one was the push.
Yeah.
The other one, I got right, you got wrong. So you went 8-4, and I went 9-3.
Well, last week was such an easy week to hit. You got to be an idiot not to. I was an idiot because I chose dumb behind Broncos. Otherwise, I was thinking. Bo Nix. I got caught in the Bo Nix hype, bro. I got caught in the Sean Payton hype. I got caught. It caught me with deer headlights.
Took me 6 weeks, but I got here. I'm back here. I'm back near 500, so plan to go over it. All right, let's get a crack-a-lackin'. You ready? All right, let's do this like Bruticus. Thursday, 8:15, Amazon. Because you fell in love with them, Denver Broncos are favored by 2.5 at New Orleans. The over-under is 37. It is expected that Spencer Rattler, the rookie, will be making his second start of the year in New Orleans. This is tricky. 2 rookies going at it, but I'm a rookie that's at least played 6 games this year. I got Denver winning and covering the 2.5, but I am taking the under. 37 is low. I'm going to say even lower than that. So Denver and the under.
We got some key injuries in this game. Chris Olave is not going to be playing, and that's the number 1 receiver from the Saints. And then Shaheed, which is one of the offensive tackles, is out.
And so's the guy who's the white guy when they're in the red zone.
Oh, Tatum Hill.
Yeah,
Taysom Hill. Yeah, Taysom Hill's out. So that's a lot of on that side, and then on the Denver side, their best defensive players out. Pat Surtain is out with concussion protocol.
Yes.
So if Rattler could repeat what he did against Tampa, they have a shot at actually winning at home. I think, but it is a reunion of Sean Payton coming back to that building, and I'm going with the better coach. He had a letdown game against the Chargers, which for the most part we knew that was coming. For the most part, because that was a tough defense to go against. So I'm going with you. I think Denver will cover. I think there'll be a bounce back game. I'm going with the better team because I think the Saints have caught up with them. You know, they came out the first 2 weeks, caught everybody by surprise. Now, you know, lack of coaching is starting to show. And I think that at home, you know, they're not as dominant no more because that was a dominant place. And I think that Denver plays better on the road, believe it or not. So I'll take Denver.
Okay, over under 37.
Under.
Under. We're both under. Okay,
Yeah,
we're in agreement.
well, Denver's going to be under.
9:30 across the
Oh,
pond.
God. We got to vote on this game?
Network. We got two super heavyweights. The New England Patriots versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to make this prediction right now. If the Patriots win this game, I don't think Doug Peterson gets on the plane to go back to the States. I think he's there. I think he gets told, nah. With that being said, Jacksonville is favored by 5.5. That line is a little, I'm going to say Jacksonville wins and covers the number. I don't think New England can score enough, and Jacksonville just shoots themselves in the foot. Gabe Davis should have had 4 touchdowns. He dropped 2 in the end zone, and he wound up scoring 2 anyway in a blowout.
Yeah.
Hey, Jacksonville, and I'm going to take the under. It's 42.5. So give me Jacksonville and the under.
Being at that line is what it is, man. The Jacksonville hasn't beaten nobody all year. They only got 1 win, and that was against the Colts. And I don't think they only won by 3 against the Colts.
Got 1 win. It's against Cincinnati.
It was. That was week 1. Man, you got 2 bum teams. No, Jacksonville should never be a 5.5-point favorite with anybody.
Easy, everyone would pick winners.
Yeah, you're right about that. You got May. I gotta go. It's gonna be hard for a rookie though, man. He's still a rookie, so you know he's like really a rookie. So they made some plays though, man. Against that Houston defense, they made some plays.
Oh man,
I think, man, because I really want to say my gut is going with the Patriots, man. 5.5 is a lot for this bum behind team to be giving up. So I'm gonna stick with my gun and say the Patriots. I'll take the points.
Yay. We disagree.
Yeah, I'll take the points.
Over under 42.5.
Shoot. I'm gonna go over.
Oh, good. We disagree on that. You got over. All right. Sunday, 1:00, Fox. The Seattle Seahawks are at the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta is a 3-point home favorite.
Mm-hmm.
The number is 51. Seattle has lost, I believe, 3 in a row after they won 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Atlanta seems to be finding their groove. Give me Atlanta covering the number, which is only 3. And the total is 51. I think there's going to be a lot of scoring here. And I told you my rule, 50 or above, I tend to go over. So I'm going to stay over the 51.
Seattle's coming off a bye, right?
No, they just lost.
Lost. San Fran beat them? I thought they.
Yes.
Was that last week? No, they just had a bye. Didn't they?
Or was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, they come off a bye.
You sure?
Yeah, they ain't played last week. Was it a Thursday game?
Oh yeah, no, they played San Francisco. They played
Thursday. Okay, so their last 3 games they lost against San Fran, they lost against the Giants, and they lost against who was the first team that beat them?
I don't remember, but it's 3 straight losses. That's what I know.
Atlanta been rolling. You gotta go with the team that's hot, man. So give me Atlanta. I ain't gonna be no idiot. You know, I'm gonna say Atlanta at home. You know, they've been rolling. Kirk Cousins is finding rhythm.
Over 51.
Over points.
Both over. All right, a lot of points in that game. All right. Still 1:00. CBS. Tennessee Titans at the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo is a 9.5-point favorite, and the number is 41.
Is
Buffalo.
Will Levis still? Is Will Levis starting?
What's that?
Is Will Levis starting?
Yes. Well, he started last week, so I would assume he's going to start this week.
As long as that guy's starting, man, you gotta give me Buffalo. I'll take the points. Give me Buffalo.
We differ because I don't like that number, and it's too easy. It's just an instinct. Oh, Buffalo's good, and they just got Cooper. Tennessee's bad. 9.5. I think Buffalo's going to win. I just don't think they're going to win by 10. All right, CBS. The Battle of Ohio, if you want to call it that. Cincinnati at Cleveland. Cincinnati is a 5.5-point road favorite. The number is 41.5. Give me Cincinnati, and this was tough, 41.5. That's a little on the low side, but Cleveland, I think, sucks. So give me the under.
You give me Cincinnati. And pass, I would have said Cleveland. Because Cleveland always gives Cincinnati problems. Every year they have given them problems. Burrow's been a quarterback. Cleveland's always giving them problems. But being that Deshaun Watson and Philly just made him look good last week, and he was still terrible. So give me Cincinnati.
Over under 41.5.
Like you said, man, I don't see Deshaun Watson pin too many points up, so give me under.
Yeah. All right, we're in agreement. CBS, this is a good one. Houston at Green Bay.
We're going.
At home is a 2.5-point favorite. The over-under is 47.5. That's a magic number right there.
That's going to be a good game right there, bro. I'm torn on this game, man. I'm torn on this game because you got two good coaches. You got two good systems. Nico Collins is not playing, so that right there is going to be a factor to me. But that defense could bring smoke. Last time, I know Houston went and played a team in that division, they got smoked. I think Jordan Love is playing good football at this point. It's going to be hard, man. Houston going in there. But then I think Jordan Love's getting better. Play call. I mean, I'm going to say Houston.
Okay, we disagree. I'm taking Green Bay.
Yeah, I think it's Stroud, man. Last time he played that division.
Good, but I don't think they're like very good to great. I think they're good. I think Green Bay is being undersold. I have them in fantasy. Their defense is playing great. And they got weapons on offense. They lost Musgrave for a while, but they can run the ball and they can really pass it. Dobbs, Watson, Reed, Kraft, the tight end.
You know what, man? Hold up.
Melton.
I want to change my pick real quick. Give me Green Bay.
Oh, you sucker.
I got to, man, because, think about it, because I'm thinking about Nico Collins is a huge loss, man, as a number one. I like Diggs and everything, but once again, they went against the Patriots, man. So I'm thinking about even in that game.
They got Mixon back. They got Dell.
Yeah, I get that part. But, yeah, I get that part. You're right. They do got Mixon and Dell back. But when they went against that division, man, that division smoked them. That was Minnesota. They smoked them, exposed them. You feel me? So yeah, I'm gonna stick with Green Bay, man. I say Green Bay.
That disappoints me.
Yeah, I gotta try to get some ground on you, man.
47.5 over under.
So that's the good one. It's that sweet spot, right? You want to say over, but it's gonna be one of those funny games that could possibly go under because it's supposed to go over. I say under.
Okay, I went over. I didn't overthink it. Fox, Miami Dolphins at the surprisingly pretty good Indianapolis Colts, who actually seem to play better than they do.
All right. For me, if they go back to Richardson, I think they will. Give me Miami.
I'm going to take Indy. I got Indy. Indy's favored by 3. The number is 43.5. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game.
Under.
I'm going to see Miami win with one of these backup quarterbacks, like really win. So I got Indy. You got Miami. You sure?
I got Miami.
Okay, he's
If
got
they run the ball, I got Miami. If they run the ball, Miami will win. If they be idiots and try to make the daggone quarterback throw the ball against a team that can't stop the run, then you're an idiot and you deserve to lose to Indy. You deserve to get blown out.
like the Bears did week 3.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson can't. Then again, he did expose y'all, didn't he?
He won.
He won.
And he won.
Sure did. He did beat y'all. Sure did.
Yeah. That game makes me mad. That's the one game this year that bothers me, but that's a game I felt Bears should have won. Now they got to win a game that I thought they were going to lose. So we'll see how that goes. The number is 43.5. I got the under.
Under.
Okay.
They would have to run the ball for them to win. So if that's time possession type thing. So
yes.
Under.
Okay, a good one here. Fox. Detroit Lions at Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota is a home favorite, but only by 1.5 points.
Division game. They juggernauts, man. I think
Minnesota coming off a bye. So
that's gonna be exactly. So that's more time to prepare. You can't come off rusty off a bye though. And Detroit just came off a real big demolishing win over demolishing win.
They just lost.
I know they lost Hutchinson. But to me, I think that Flores has a defense playing a whole different. He's confusing jokers with that defense, man. So until the Joker can figure that defense out, I got Minnesota. That's the key to me.
This was a tough one for me. I took Detroit because I just got done saying that I think they're one of the top 3 teams right now. And this is going to be a real test for Minnesota. So we differ on that. 50.5 is the number. I took the
under.
Sticking with my rule.
I'm going with under.
You took under, I took over.
So I think that defense is going to play a difference. So I think that defense is going to be able to confuse golf.
We'll see. Good. So we differ on that game. I like it. All right, Fox. This is the last 1:00 game. Philadelphia, New York Giants. Giants at home are a 3-point underdog, and the number is even 43.
Eagles are trash, bro. Their defense is trash. Even with all the weapons back, but it's a revenge game because Saquon's coming back. So I take the Eagles off that aspect. Give me the Eagles.
You know what? I'm going to go with the Giants. Everybody says that Saquon's been waiting for this. I think the Giants have been waiting for this. Give me the Giants. They may lose, but it's going to be a nail biter. Numbers 43. I got under because both scoring a lot.
Under too.
Especially if Malik Neighbors doesn't play. So you got the under. I got a feeling Neighbors is going to play this game, though. All right. 4:05. We got 2 of them. The Las Vegas Raiders at the Los Angeles Rams. This was the hardest game for me to pick. The Rams are a 6.5 point favorite.
6.5 point favorites. Are they getting Cooper Kupp back? That's the only thing I could think of them being so high. They got to be getting Cooper Kupp back.
6.5 points.
They got to be getting Cooper Kupp back. That's the only way that they could possibly be a 6.5 point favorite. I don't care. Because if you talking about they so injury decimated, I'm taking the freaking Vegas Raiders with that. But with that number being what it is, I'm gonna take the Rams with that number. It don't make no sense to me.
So that means the Rams are gonna win by 7.
Yeah.
I got the Raiders. Because I don't know that Cooper Kupp is playing. All I know is that they're coming off of a bye, which really screwed me in fantasy. Because my best player all year is the Rams running back. The number is 43.5. I took the over.
Yeah, over.
All right, we're both over, which means we're both going to be wrong. And the last 4:05 game, Carolina Panthers at the Washington Commanders. Washington is these numbers. Washington is an 8-point favorite, and the total number is 51.5.
I like the Commanders.
It is the highest total of the week.
I like the Commanders.
Also like the Commanders. I like them to cover that number. What do you think about the 51.5?
I'll go over.
That means Carolina's got to score too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took the over as well. I'm sticking to my rule.
Yeah.
Over 50 points.
How's your rule panned out for you?
Well, I went against it, and I was wrong when I went against it. So I got to stick with it. I'm right more often than I'm wrong with that. The thing that makes you wonder is Carolina.
Right.
But I don't think Washington – well, I think Washington's defense is playing better than their personnel actually is.
Yeah.
They don't have a great secondary. Okay, there's only one 425 game. Only one. Unless someone's going to get flexed, which I don't see that happening. 425. Kansas City and San Francisco. Full rematch. Kansas City at San Francisco. San Francisco is a 1.5-point favorite. Kansas City coming off a bye. To me, this is easy. The city all day.
Me and my cousin been fighting this, man, because this dude, like, normally these are games that he'll pick.
Off a bye. Now, I will say this, though, for San Francisco. I don't know that he's going to play, but he is eligible to play now is Ricky Pearsall after he got shot, just before the season. He is good to go. He's gotten the okay. He's good to suit up. So I don't know if he's going to right away or not.
With you, man, it's hard to go against Andy Reid with a bye.
Coming off,
he's like almost undefeated off a bye. So I'm going with the Chiefs. Me and my cousin's fighting this because he got San Fran because of the number, and he believes, honestly, his opinion is everybody in that division thinks is going to win Sunday. So for betting wise, that would probably be the upsets of the week. Is that Seattle, San Fran, Arizona? We better get there, and he thinks that whole division is going to win in the Rams.
Well, Kansas City is going to lose a few games this year.
Right.
Oh, San Francisco, they're still not completely healthy. How about their running back still missing time, having to go over to overseas to get knee procedures?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, sure did.
Christian McCaffrey? Man.
Yeah, that makes you worry. Running back problem, that makes you worry. Oh, the number is 47.
Well, defensively, Kansas City been playing defensively better. So the defense been holding them down. So I'm going to go under.
I went under as well. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, 8:20 NBC. The Jets, Jets are a 2-point favorite at Pittsburgh. The number is 38, and it looks like, not official, but it looks like Russell Wilson might get the start.
Yeah.
Terrible. So give me the Jets in practically a must win. 38 points. That's low for a reason. Give me the under.
Yeah, same here, man. Exact same pick. I had them regardless if Justin Fields would have started at the Jets. So give me the Jets.
Got the Jets in the under? Okay. And 2 Monday night games. It said ESPN for both, which is impossible. Maybe one is ABC. The first one, 8:15. Good one. Baltimore at Tampa Bay. Baltimore is a 3.5. Those are the ones.
Yeah, I'm actually taking Tampa Bay for the points.
Oh, okay. And the over/under is 49.5, which means it's not 50.
I'm gonna take the over.
Oh, okay. Well, we differ on this one because I took Baltimore. I think they're rolling right now, literally and figuratively, and I took the under because that's almost 50, not quite 50. So I go against my rule. And the last game of the week, 9 p.m., the Los Angeles Chargers at the Arizona Cardinals. The Chargers are a 2.5-point road favorite, and the total number is 45.5.
Man,
No, excuse me, 43 and a half. 40.
man, you don't know what you're gonna get with Arizona. And what's called some concussion protocol? Marvin Harrison Jr.
What about him?
Is he in concussion protocol?
That I think he is in concussion protocol, but he hasn't been ruled out yet.
All right. Man, Arizona's hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. Give me Chargers though.
I got Chargers. I got Chargers 43 and a half. To me, that's that number. It's going to be either 44, 45, or it's going to be 42. It's going to be right there. You're going to miss it by.
Oh, I'm taking the over.
I took the over. I thought for sure you were going to take the under.
I don't know, man. Arizona don't stop nobody, man. They ain't got no defense. One thing about Arizona, they ain't stopping nobody, man. They ain't got no defense.
The thing about the Chargers is,
but the only thing, yeah, they're run heavy. So that's the only thing about the Chargers, right? They're run heavy. But one thing about Arizona, they can score. You know what I mean? It's just that their defense is not going to stop nobody from scoring.
We both took the over. Feels like we're both going to be wrong on that. So we differed on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. 7. So that's pretty good for us.
Yeah.
Good. We're usually like for 5 where we differ. This is 7, so that's good. That's good.
They send me a copy of them picks, man. I ain't get a chance to write them down yet.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay, no problem. Anything you want to add before we sign off?
Oh man, just happy Sunday. Hopefully, man, I better catch you, man, because you snapping the last couple weeks. I just can't wait. The NBA season about to kick off. So next week we'll be giving them a preview of our NBA picks and what we think these teams are going to be finishing at. It's going to be a good show next week as always. And then I'm looking forward to seeing how these trades is going to start panning out and start to see who's going to start to distinguish himself in the NFL, who's going to be the real McCoys, who's the pretenders. So I'm looking. It's going. It's always parity, man, in the NFL. So I'm gonna see which games we ain't see happening. That's what I'm curious to see. Which of these teams is like, man, we ain't see that one coming.
Mm-hmm. Half of our show is going to be basketball next week.
Yes.
We're going to know who the WNBA champion is.
Yes.
We're going to the NBA is just kicked off. It'll only be like a week old. So we'll make our picks on the East and West. We'll do our way too early NBA finals.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? It's fun. Everybody else does it. Why can't we do it? And we're gonna know who's going to the World Series.
Yes.
Next week. We're gonna know that. So that is something to really look forward to, and we'll have our regular football tiers and our picks, and that will be our last regular show because the week after will be October 30th, Mischief Night, and we will have our Halloween special, 2nd year in a row. This year's category, I wanted to announce it because you don't know. This year's category will be top 10 protagonists in horror / sci-fi movies. Protagonist is a hero or a heroine, okay? The good guy, okay? And I wanted to throw sci-fi in there because there's a few scary sci-fi movies. And when you throw sci-fi in there, there's one person in particular who has to make this list. Has to make it. And the other thing I wanted to bring up is this will be our first show, hopefully, knock on wood, that we have not one, but 2 guests, 2 returning guests. I'm trying to get our girl Michelle, who was on it last year, and I'm trying to get Matt, who was on our superhero one that summer, the middle of the summer. Okay. And I brought this up with Matt, and it was so obvious when I just said to you about the sci-fi protagonist, because there's someone that has to be on this list. He didn't get it. I had to tell him, and then he was like, I feel stupid that I didn't get it. And you're right. This person has to be on this list. I had to add sci-fi to it to get this person on this list. So you got 2 weeks to think about it. If you don't get it, don't worry, because it'll be on my list and it'll be on his list for sure. And I got a feeling it's going to be on Michelle's list too. Very, very obvious. Now I'm going to say this before we go off air, and I'll talk about this more next week. For me, when I do my list, people who play the same character in multiple movies will rank higher than people who were good in just one movie. Okay, so you got to think like that. That's how I'm going to do it for me. Okay, there are heroes and there are heroines that have been in a series of movies as that character. Okay, so to me, you're judging if they've been in 2, 3, 4 movies versus someone who was great in one movie. I'm going to take the person that was in 2, 3, 4 movies above them. That's what I'm.
And this is and they're scary, like they're like horror.
They are horror / sci-fi.
And they're heroes.
And the sci-fi, I'm not talking about Star Wars and Star Trek. I'm talking about like scary sci-fi, like a scary movie out in space.
Okay.
Okay. And who I'm thinking of, why I had to add sci-fi is very obvious. Very. And I'm going to leave it at that. And if you don't get it, because somebody else is going to get it, because I'm going to say it's just a matter of how it's listed, you're going to be like, really? Really? You know what it'll be like for you? It'll be like being hungry for breakfast and going to IHOP. Really?
Really?
Really? You're out in Las Vegas and you go to IHOP?
IHOP.
Come on, man. Come on. Larry, be better.
It gotta be better.
Be better. I could see you're racking your brain, and it's as obvious as the hand right in front of my face. That obvious. That obvious. But the good thing for you is you got 2 weeks to research it, and hopefully you scroll through it, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, of course I got to put this person on the list. Because once you see, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't think of this. Thank goodness we're not doing a show right now, or else I'd feel really dumb. Because I'm expecting all 4 of us to have this character on our top 10 list. And you could have 3, 4, 5 honorable mentions. I figure we'll do 10 to 2, then honorable mentions, and then we'll all do our number 1.
Does this person have a mask?
You will get nothing from me. You will get nothing.
I think I know who it is, though.
Well, let's put it this way. If you're thinking Jason, you don't know who this is.
No, I ain't think Jason. Some more sci-fi.
Hey, then we're not going to say it. But I'm going to say it again.
I never thought Jason.
This is protagonist, which means hero or heroine. Good guy. Good guy.
Good guy. Okay.
Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, I think Darth Vader, but that ain't because he's never been a good guy.
Good guy. And it's horror / sci-fi. So don't be Luke Skywalker. No. Scary sci-fi.
Okay.
Like rated R.
Sci-fi. I got you.
Okay. Good guy. Protagonist. Top 10. And a few of these people have been in more than one movie as the same character. So I know you're dumbfounded now. It'll hit you because I'm sure you'll get on the computer or something and bring it up and you'll be like, oh yeah. And you'll go from right now thinking, can I come up with 10 to coming up with 25?
Okay.
I'm gonna chop people out. That's how this is gonna go.
Got you.
Okay. You'll like it. Top 10 protagonists.
On it.
2 weeks. It's gonna be lit. Awesome. Want to thank everybody for tuning in to the What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast. We had a long one today, but we're trying to make up for not being on next week. We will be on, last week. We will be on next week, a regular show. And then a week after that, 2 weeks from today, we will have our Halloween special. Can't wait for all of you to tune in. Please, once again, hit like, subscribe, tell a friend. We will be on next Wednesday, right around 9 o'clock. So until then, be safe, enjoy the games, and deuces, y'all. Deuces. Peace out.
We had a question too, man, right before signing off, man. But a viewer come in and ask, do we do questions? And yes, we do questions.
Yes, do.
We prefer questions. We want interaction with y'all.
Yes, we
make this show go better. So yes, we do questions.
Do. And if we're not able to get to that question right now, we'll answer that question on our next show.
Yes.
So, yes, you can. Thank you all so much. We'll catch you next week.
Peace. Thank you for tuning in too. My man.